Here's a sort of serious political poem of a sort. It's called Above the Treeline. And it's about what I felt like in 1962 and about what I felt like in 1975 or something, and how they might come together and be the same person sometime. Above the tree line. It's a putrid kind of day to be standing on a corner counting pigs. That's where it's at. People going to work, their faces still asleep. They look porky, overfed and greedy. A few years ago, at 8:30 in the morning, I'd eat myself some grits and eggs and feel like shit. The sun hurt my eyes, hung over on methadone. Don't take that stuff anymore. It'll turn your body into grits, and that's nowhere for a body. But all those swollen faces staring back at me, like trash left unswept in the aisles. I couldn't take them, turned into pigs by capitalism and a clock. I felt like some ghostly 40s hipster wondering why everyone was fighting over a trough full of mush. I was just a kid, thought I was out of it, but everyone, even those sleepy faces, was backing into a nightmare. And now that we're here, it seems perfectly natural to watch the hard edges grow between people, to see everyone growling over the scraps of the meal we've gorged ourselves on all these years. It doesn't matter if I turned away from the feast, taking the hours of the night when everyone was asleep as my own, digging the street with an empty stomach and a typewriter in my head. In the end, it'll get you where you live. If the neighborhood folds, you can move. If the city turns nasty, you can leave. But if the country goes down, you'll know. Okay, I'll follow that by a poem. I have no idea what this means. It's called Corvette Dude. It's supposed to be a guy who drives around in a Corvette. I don't know any of those guys, so it's really strange writing poems about it. Corvette Dude. He runs in the surf, trailing reflections in the wrinkled surface of four-faced ocean, quiet in a mild season, radio turned on, humming along with a tachometer, silk threads strung behind his eyes. All that's ugly leaves by the back door. What's precious is what elevates the spirit, in black and white, orange and blue, while he winds his watch in the wee hours of the morning with a scary, evil chick sitting on another sofa, just like Kansas, barren and hard. When the smooth surface is rubbed clean, it becomes pitted with vanity, old mirror, new face. He passes it off as confusion, with his fingertips touching the frail edges of moonlight. Roses grow in his empty wallet. He picks the petals off the hot pavement of the freeway and keeps trying. Somebody likes it. Let's see. Okay. This is a heavy poem. I want to read it now because I don't want to end with it. I've got a few minutes here. It's called Chasing Snakes with a Stick. My voice went away there. There was a time in my life a few years ago where everybody I knew was getting divorced, and which is even stranger than people getting married. And so I wrote this poem, which is sort of about people getting divorced. They're just breaking up. It's called Chasing Snakes with a Stick. In other words, you asked for it. No shining days up ahead. Don't own a gun, haven't got a car, no money, no time to enjoy the afternoon, cushioned, folded, and relaxed. Books on the daybed. Lonely half-formed thoughts surround me. On the highways of my mind, the cars have propellers. Drifting through internal seas, I float in zero gravity. My thoughts precede me in the dark, chasing snakes with a stick, head tripping through the garbage. Like a fragile vessel, I tremble at the slightest breeze. Following a parade from a distance, I lose a step and wish I'd lost two. While the band plays, I yawn at the limp flags. In the park, I sleep in the sun, slipping into bed with someone. She's young and beautiful, but suddenly she's old. Her breasts are withered, brown and dry as parchment. Only her eyes and cunt are young. Waking, I feel the women are against us. The rage is implacable. They hurtle down the inner surface of our lives like a dreadful torrent, boiling around black rocks in the twilight. Can love decay so quickly, demented like lust in restless dreams? Fidgeting in the twilight, lovers sit on cars, scratching a hungry face, androgynous and mild, make love in the blue light of early morning, cry into telephones at 3 a.m. Married or not, they sit and stare out the window looking for a silver lining. Like fowl pecking at chat, they break up over coffee, split the appliances, and move out by evening. A parting of the way comes, even if there's no fork in the road, and someone is left sitting by the wayside holding a spoon in a landscape without food, surrounded by knobby trees, fearful of the very gas they breathe. It doesn't help much, but the man behind the bar could tell you, go home. It's the time when lizards climb the walls, when hearts melt in the turpentine of regret, when horses are beaten after death and old cars send in their emissions. When aggression is simply money in the bank and competition is a way of life, degradation awaits us whether we win or lose. Go home. In the amusement parks of the world, the funhouse is closed. The fat lady sits dusty and disused. There's no brass ring left to catch at. The lake is full of rotted boats. The children have all been sent away unwanted, while all the lonely people ride roller coasters in the dark.